How's it going, guys? We are back in the video here, and this video is going to be me giving my full review on the technical test. And if you guys have any potential feedback or anything like that, I have direct contact with the gameplay developer and just other members of the NHL team. So there you go. Comment that down below what you guys are feeling about everything basically. But I'm gonna go over each thing from the gameplay that I really experienced playing a lot of games. All right, so let's hop into the video now. All right, so basically, guys, I'm going to be talking about it today. So starting off with the first thing is the pressure system. And really, the pressure system is one that's very, very much so in the conversation of things that people do not like about NHL 24 so far. And I totally understand it. It is certainly an adjustment. It is certainly a huge difference from 23, right? The problem I think people are starting to have, though, with it is how easy it is to activate, and that's how I feel about it, too. The pressure system is way too easy to activate, and it makes your goalie just absolutely just fall on his back. I mean, if you know what I mean. I'm not getting this video demonetized, sorry. But basically, guys, it's just so goofy how the goalies just keep falling. I don't like that at all. I think the pressure system, it's not bad. People are saying get rid of it completely, it's the worst thing ever. I don't agree with that. I think it's realistic because in real life, if you're working someone, they get tired. I mean, that's just how it is. And they do start making mistakes, which, again, that's literally how it is. So what I think they should do is this. Not make it where if you're just skating around with the puck, it's filling up quickly. That makes no sense. If anything, they should make it where shots get rewarded, big hits get rewarded, maybe even hit the post. That'll even make it go up more as well, because obviously if you hit the post in real life, we all know that's pretty huge, right? I mean, I think that's a jarring moment in a hockey game. So I would say for sure, if they can work on that, the pressure system can be good. I think it's just too easy to activate, and it's a little bit too OP. I think if you're the defending team and it happens, if your player has not been skating around for a while, they shouldn't be stuck in mud, right? Like, sure, they should get penalized for being under pressure, but I don't think you guys should not have any sort of momentum. And it takes about 5 seconds to actually go away once you clear the zone, which is, to me, I think it's a little bit long. I think it should be maybe 2 to 3 seconds. I don't know. I feel like in real life, if you get out of the zone, I mean, you kind of relieve the pressure, at least a little bit, right? Like at least a decent amount. So that's just my thoughts on the pressure system personally right now in NHL 24. And what I played in a tech test, I felt it a lot as well. And mainly SHL I played, right? World of Shell experience in 6s and 3s. So I don't know. I don't hate it, but again, they gotta for sure tune it, at least in my opinion. Talking about the next thing here, and that would be the hitting system. And really, the hitting system I love. I think it's probably one of the best things they've done so far for NHL 24 so far. I think the hitting system is very fun. It's very hard to get used to, but once you get used to it, I think it's a very, very effective way to play the game, and I think it's very beneficial and better than it was in NHL 23. Because I feel like it's not, like, there's multiple different ways you can hit now, right? You could do like a regular shoulder check. You could line them up, charge a huge hit up. You could also obviously do the hip check, right? And that's very OP, which that's another thing. I think the hip checking should be nerfed a little bit. To me, it's just a little bit broken, at least from what I've experienced so far. I think they should certainly consider nerfing the hip check. I feel like people can just hold the hip check button out and literally your guys just crumple up when they get near them. That makes no sense. You should be able to actually have to time the hip check, and then they should be able to land it. That's just the way I look at it. I mean, it shouldn't be automatically you have the hip check button out and you just hit someone and they just go flying. That's not realistic at all. That's just stupid, personally. So I think that's one thing they should try to nerf with the hip checking. But other than that, the hitting is very fun and very good. The glass breaks just way too much. I hope that's something that they also tune. It should happen really maybe once every like 5 games or something. Let's be real. I mean, the glass does not break that much in real life, where it should be happening nearly every single game. So hopefully they actually do consider that. I like the hitting over the bench. I think that's really fun and arcadey. I like that. I don't hate that. It's a video game. It should be fun. So I'm a big fan of that overall. I really am. So to me, they should leave that in the way it is. But overall, when it comes to the hitting, I'm a big fan. I really am. I think the hitting's very good. And also, the net's got to stop coming off, too. That's another thing that I noticed, and I think a lot of people have noticed. The net comes off just way, way too much. So hopefully they definitely consider addressing that. Is talking about the goaltending, right? So the goaltending, that's a huge thing that people are talking about, goalie fatigue and all that stuff, right? So the goalies, I just feel like they just fall way too much. They really, really do. And it's, again, I think they get affected way too much from the pressure system, because is really a goalie, again, especially this goes back to the pressure system, is a goalie realistically falling over after one shot? I feel like rebounds kind of seem to be the meta, because if you shoot, they just pretty much fall to the ice, and I just don't like that. I think it's very, very unrealistic. Unless like they've been like getting shot after shot against, they get tired. Yeah, that makes sense. But I don't think automatically the goalie should be falling, right? That just makes no sense. It should be like a long sustained pressure for them to actually start feeling fatigue, where they actually fall on the ice. That's just what I think, at least personally. I just think goalie, the animations, there are a lot of cool animations they added for sure, but if you're going to make the animation trigger every time they face one singular shot, it's a problem. And I think that goes back to, again, the pressure system and the fact that, for example, you could just be skating around the zone and the goalie for some reason is just dead tired. That makes no sense. If you're skating in the zone for like 15 seconds, the goalie just all of a sudden have no energy. That just makes no sense. The skaters is one thing. I mean, I don't love the skaters either getting that tired, but I just really feel like there's no reason why the goalie should be so penalized for just not even a lot of things going on. Like shots against, that makes sense. If the goalie's getting peppered, save, 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 save. Okay, they should be tired, because naturally in real life the goalie will get tired if they're facing a lot of shots. That makes sense. But on the other hand, what they could do is this: if they're facing a lot of shots and making a lot of saves, they could get in a zone, and maybe they get a boost in their shots and their save like stats, right? Because hey, they're making all these saves, they're dialed in clearly, right? I guess that kind of helps with X factors, right, too, but the dialed in X factor. But in general, I believe that the goaltending's got to be considered to be changed a little bit in terms of how the goalies just they keep falling down, and I just don't like that at all, personally. I think that's something they really, really got to consider changing. It's just something that it's a little bit too OP. So other things about the tech test that kind of, again, I'm talking about the gameplay mainly here, because I'm not really sure what I can really talk about when it comes to whatever we saw in World of Chell and in Hut. I don't want to get in trouble. I mean, Hut moments, I think people have mentioned that before. In Hut, looks really cool. I think a lot of people would agree with that. Instantly get your rewards in Hut. That's certainly pretty decent as well. But yeah, I mean, overall, I mean, I would say, guys, like the gameplay is really the main thing that I was really focused on in this video today, and I think the gameplay has so much potential. It's for sure drastically different than 23. I think that's one thing you certainly cannot argue. It is drastically different than NHL 23. The hitting is a ton of fun. I gotta say, the icon passing, I like it. But what they gotta do with the icon passing as well, though, is make it where it doesn't pop up when you're up. If you're like, say you're playing ACHL, for example, right? It shouldn't pop up when your teammate has it. Like, you know what I mean? That makes kind of no sense, because why do I want to see the icons pop up like that? I think it's got to kind of pop up a little bit quicker too. I feel like it didn't always pop up right away. That's one thing I did notice with the icon passing. And the one-touch passing is very cool, very clean. I'm a fan of the one-touch passing a lot. I think it's very, very cool. But icon passing is a great addition to the game. I think it's probably one of the ones that I think most people would agree on they do like, because again, I mean, how can you not like it? It's just an optional thing. You don't have to do it, right? But yeah, I mean, I personally like it. But yeah, I mean, I guess the last but not least is the total skill control setup. I'm gonna be honest, guys, I've tried it. I don't love it. I'm probably gonna stick with skill stick this year. I really am. I just think the total control is a little bit just too much. Yes, it's fun to do the lacrosse. It's very easy to do it. Don't get me wrong. That's cool. It is. But I just find it's a little bit too much. I just feel like skill stick is a lot easier to kind of just I don't know. I've played skill stick for years and years and years, so that's something that I can't really, I guess, get used to really. But maybe if I really wanted to, I could try it, but I don't know. In general, I'm glad they brought back hybrid as well. That's another confirmed thing that EA is bringing back for NHL 24 is the hybrid skill stick, which is good. I don't know why I said skill stick, but the hybrid control, which is good. It doesn't seem like NHL 94 controls are going to be coming back. I mean, at least they haven't mentioned it yet. I know people are a little bit upset about that, but looks like that's probably not going to be coming back right now, at least. And then also the goalie tether system will be an optional thing as well. You have the option to play with the NHL 23 controls or the NHL 24 goalie controls. So again, the option's always good to have. I think that's a good idea by EA to make it where people have just, again, the option to do what they want with their player. I think that's very, very good. So overall, that's how I feel about the tech test. For me, if I had to give a rating on the tech test, I'd probably put it like a 6, honestly. Definitely a lot of bugs and things they could probably iron out, but I think they will. I mean, I believe in these devs. I believe in the game to get better. I know I shouldn't be saying that after all these years of a lot of disappointing games, but I have a feeling that for sure the future is actually getting brighter here for NHL. I really do. I mean, I think it's going in the right direction. So hopefully I'm not wrong. I mean, this is my job, so I'm really hoping I'm definitely not wrong. But yeah, I want you guys to let me know what you think of the tech test as a whole. I know it's kind of been a few days now, but it ended on Sunday night, so it's been about a few days now since. You guys have some time to digest what you played. But yeah, let me know in the comment section down below what you thought of it, what you want to be changed. Again, they will be changing things. The game will not be exactly the same as the beta, guys. That is a beta that is made months in advance. I believe that could be from potentially June, that build that we just played. So there will be things fine-tuned. The lacrosse move will not go in as easy as well. That's something I needed to mention. But overall, what do you guys think? Let me know. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching the video. Hope you did enjoy this video. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe if not already. Follow me on Twitch, Henreek, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Henreek with 3 E's. I join the Discord to talk to me, followers, and subscribers to the channel. And I'll see you guys all in the next video.